Hi, welcome to the last video of didactic UD6 limits. So here in the last video we are going to learn how to solve 1 to the infinity power indeterminate form. So this kind of indeterminate forms are a little bit different to the others. So while the first step as usual is the same, you have to plug 0 into the function. So here this is one to the infinity power, right? So when we have this kind of indeterminate form, we have to look for this kind of structure, right? So you have to analyze where the x is approaching to. If the x is approaching to infinity, you have to look for this first structure. On the other hand, if x is approaching to 0, you have to look for the second structure. So in our case, in our sample, x approaches 0. So we have to look for this kind of structure. We have to convert our function in this one. So let's go for it. Here I need 1 first. Okay, so I have already had a 1. What else? I need a plus sign. So here, if I put a plus sign, here I need to put the -1 between parentheses. Okay, what else? So I have already had 1 plus as well. So now I need a function here. So my function here will be f of x is negative 2x. Alright, so pay attention that here in the exponent I need 1 over my function. So here I need 1 over and my function is negative 2x. Okay then, so now I know this whole term is number e. What happened here? I have already added negative 2x on the bottom, so I have to add the same term on the top, right? And don't forget this term that was before there, so times 1 over x. So now this is e, and now the limit, we write it here in the exponent. The limit as x approaches 0 of this function, right? I'm just multiplying. Now the limit of this function is negative 2, so the result of this limit is e to the negative 2 power. Okay, you can write it this way also, 1 over e squared, right? So let's do another example here. As usual, if we plug infinity into the function, this is 1 to the infinity power. So now we have to analyze if x approaches 0 or x approaches infinity. In this case, x approaches infinity. So we are looking for this structure, right? So here we need first 1, the number 1, okay. Second step, we need a plus sign, okay. So I put this minus sign between parentheses. Okay. What else? I need now 1 over my function. So 1 over my function, I can write this function this way, right? I'm just saying the same. So that's what I'm gonna do. So this is, sorry, this is x over 3, yes. So this is x over 3. Okay, so what else? I need my function, yes, my function now is f of x is negative x over 3. So I need this function here in the exponent. So I will write it here in the exponent. So I know that this is E number. So what happened here? I have already added this term. So I need to add the contrary of the same term here, multiplying. And then times x. Yes, don't forget about this term that there was there before. So this is E, the limit as x approaches infinity of negative 3x over x. And then you need to solve this limit, right? So this is E to the negative 3 power. Okay, you can write it this way as well. 1 over E to the third. So this is the result of the function. So you pay attention when we have 1 to the infinity power, we know in advance that our result will be E and something else, right? So don't forget this. So remember, when we have 1 to the infinity power kind of indeterminate form, you have to look for this kind of structure, yes?